Hello everyone, welcome to session 13 of Eyes of Saemyth. We're going to get straight back into it with a recap. Who would like to give us the recap for this session and get inspiration? Jade wasn't here. You can't put that on Jade, alright? One of you two, go. Make me pick.
Go,
I'll
Kaiden.
do it.
It's your home, Kaiden.
It's Kaiden's home.
Kaiden can do it, yeah. Kaiden can do it. Right, so we decided to make a detour from Karvik to the Pneuma Conclave to see if we could get any help healing the warp on Ymir. Going there, we found that Kaiden was self-exiled due to the murder of his uncle, and his family didn't blame him for it, as he thought. So there's a bit of tension there with believing that Kaiden just abandoned them for 5 years. We found out that Kaiden's sister Iris dated another party member, Sinza, in the past, and has no memory of it. As well as we met Kaiden's mother, 𝘏𝘪𝘨-𝘧𝘵, and a few others from the Conclave, 𝘏𝘪𝘨, the blacksmith who made migraine, and a childhood best friend, Zanny, who is a UNT with just the bottom half being a full snake. And we have been sent to gather a few materials to help stop the spread of the warp, being 𝘏𝘮𝘬𝘭𝘥, Thunder Mallows, and Kiss of Order.
You taking notes? All right, yeah. Take your inspiration for this session.
Yippee!
Yippee!
I'm still waking up.
Me too, King. So, you have just been sat down with RV, who was one of the leading mages of the Conclave. Conclave? Oh, fuck, Pneuma Conclave. Wrong one.
The dragons, everyone!
Yeah, the Pneuma Conclave, and Iris, who brought them over, who have both said that they can, with some time, put together effectively a counter-charm elixir for keeping the warp at bay, at least for a little while, unless Ymir actively makes it worse. So, seems like it should be relatively simple. You've been given a few locations. You can spend the night here instead before you head out in the morning, because it is quite late in the evening. And rest up before you go off and do bits and bobs. The rest of the afternoon is yours. What are you doing?
I know Kaiden wants to go speak to Lyre, but I just want to know if anyone else is doing anything first.
No.
Okay. Where would Lyre be? If we're just spending the afternoon, have we got places we're all staying, or?
Dude is sat by that tree.
Okay. All right. I'll just go over to you by the tree. Lyre, can I ask you something?
Sure.
I mean, you're good with magic, but has it ever felt just differently out of nowhere before?
Differently how? What do you mean?
Well, normally I could feel my magic kind of like here, and now I'm feeling it a little bit here, and it feels different.
Okay.
So it touches gently, like touches like the top of his like stomach area.
Well, it varies. It varies from person to person. All magic is different within each person. My magic stemmed from a fleeting feeling, and rather than having it sit here, and he'll gesture to
Mhm.
his stomach. Mine is in my fingertips, and I feel like I constantly have to reach for it when I want it.
Okay. But
But,
it hasn't felt different just randomly or
well,
acted differently?
since over the past month or so, since using magic more, it's felt like it's crawled up my arms a little bit, like I have a bit more of a grasp on it. So your magic may be sinking or growing into a new place. Might be you harnessing a new control over it.
Both
Something
of you
new
roll me a
to it.
perception check.
Oh boy.
Now, why is that scary?
That's a low roll.
Trying to talk about magic over here, does. My God. Dirty 20.
That's my perception. That's a 8.
Lyre, you get the feeling that somebody's eavesdropping.
Can I see anyone?
You're looking around. One pair of Arvy's eyes are looking at you, but his head is tilted down, and he's looking at his book with the other four, and taking notes.
Remind me. Avi? Which one
He's
is that?
the Spider Elanian, who is Kaiden's rival.
Okay. Can I sort of catch his gaze and just shoot a smirk?
There is no expression on Arvy's face because of the nature of his very solid kind of features.
Yes.
But you get the feeling that he's acknowledging you. He's just listening. It seems he's interested in what you're saying.
Okay. But yeah, he'll turn back to Kaiden. So maybe your arcane abilities are growing or expanding into a new realm. I mean, this tree is all nature and druidic magic. To me, it feels foreign. How does it feel to you?
Nostalgic, I guess. I haven't seen it in a while.
Have you explored this kind of magic?
I've tried for years, and I've always found it very difficult to grasp.
That is magic as a whole. And it's what makes it both infuriating and beautiful. But you've grown. It's been 5 years since you've been here, right?
Yeah.
You've shown talents in druidic magic. Basics, I'm assuming. If you have this new feeling, maybe talk to a master. I'm assuming you have one here.
Lyre, you as
Well-
you're kind of like half talking to him, you can see Arvy's mandibles kind of go and wiggle.
Okay.
Well, I had Iris help me when I was younger.
Mhm. What about your mother?
Yeah, I could ask her. I think that might help, but
I mean, she's an arch-druid, is she not?
yeah, she can be a bit impatient though. Sometimes. But I mean, after like the 20th time of not being able to do something, then yeah, I kind of get it.
Have they encountered your kind of wild or untamed magic in this druid circle before?
Toby?
No, they have not.
Are they aware of it? Oh,
No, they are not aware of it.
I don't think so.
That
I'm
might
not
be a
really. I thought that was
conversation.
just how my magic worked. So
That might be a conversation. My people believe in a prophecy. Maybe you have one about yours. Ask questions. Be curious.
Okay.
And Kaiden, are we okay?
Yeah, we're okay. To be honest, I was worried you're still a little mad at me.
I wasn't mad. I was scared. You have strength, I don't. And while
You're
you
strong
say
in
you
other
will...
ways.
I know that. And while you say that you will always get between me and danger, there was a time that danger took you. And we came and got you.
Can happen to everyone.
I know. But no, you don't always have to be in the face of danger alone.
I know.
Good. Now go talk to your mother. It's been like 5 years.
Yeah, okay. He's gonna go off.
And like...
his mother then. He's like, thank you, Lyre. He's like, we'll walk off.
Before we get to Kaiden and 𝘧𝘀, Sinza and Ymir, what are you two doing? Baylor's having tea with Sinza currently. We'll offer tea to Ymir if Ymir wants some tea.
What kind of tea is it?
It's like fruit and herbal with a bit of honey in it.
Yeah, you're just gonna like see the tea. No, I'm okay. But she's gonna turn her head slightly.
Sinza kind of taps the ground like next to where Sinza is like sat. Let her like come take a seat.
Ymir begrudgingly takes a seat.
How you doing?
I feel great. Never
All
better.
this warp talk isn't too much.
I've had words.
I worry what worse means.
No, I don't want to be that guy. And Baylor kind of is looking at Ymir. One, hello, I'm Baylor. Nice to meet you, darling. Two, we don't see many Asmos around here. It's a nice change. Also, I hope my tea isn't like spiritually fucky, and that's why you don't want to drink it. And three, is Kaiden your dom hand now?
like taps the wooden stake she still has by her chest, holding that grudge for fucking life.
Never.
No, not my dumb hand. A friend. No, it is not your tea. It is my caffeine addiction. It's just not the same. That's all.
I can make you some coffee if you want.
Oh, can you? Just like, oh, can you? Like almost immediately, like no chill, like oh no, thank you. Oh, you anyway?
I can. You're gonna have to give me like 5 minutes to roast it, but I can go do that for you. Don't want the guests feeling like they can't, have a sit down in 5 minutes.
I would really appreciate that. You mentioned yes, please do the coffee, but there's not a lot of Asmos that pass through here.
Not through here, no. We're far too deep in the Drowie for Asmos to be passing through here.
Good.
Good? Why is that good? Well, actually, I can see it.
Just like,
She just immediately backs out of that, like, yeah, no, wait, no, yeah. Yeah, you wait here. I'll be right back. And Bayla kind of pushes herself up. She's got like a lot of jewelry in her beard, so whenever she moves, it kind of like clanks against each other. So it's just like this clank, 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 clank as she gets up, and then hobbles back into the very sooty forge to go and try and brew some coffee for you.
Ymir, like, watching her sort of take off, is gonna turn back to face Sinza. I apologize for the most part. I blanked out a little bit. A lot of things happened.
Huh?
Is there anything I should be worried about? Other than
Here?
this?
No, I think we're pretty safe here. I haven't got any bad vibes, so it's Kaiden's home, and I trust Kaiden, so.
Oh, shit. This is his home. Can't do it here.
Do what?
Give him a hug.
Can I see the stake that Ymir is like got like tucked into her waistband or something?
I think it's like a bulge sticking out. Like,
Sinza kind of looks at the bulge and it's like, okay, maybe we'll find time later in the day for you to give him a hug, but
perhaps
not
at
really
night
sure what
when
you
there's
mean
no
there.
witnesses.
Okay, let's put a pin in that. Maybe that's concerning language. Anyway.
Ari.
Uh-huh.
No, go for it.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
I was just going to ask if you were doing okay, but
Yeah, good. Just Toby, did I see which way Iris went?
Yeah, she took 𝘏𝘪 to the other side of the grove. So you can, if you kind of crane your neck a little around the tree, you can see her talking with 𝘏𝘪.
Ymir, while Sinza's kind of like talking to you, you can see her eyes every now and then are just kind of like flicking like across.
She
the
can't
grove.
see that.
Oh no! Oh shit!
can I feel her eyelids with my ear?
You can tell that her like she's not looking at you intermittently.
Yeah. Like Sinza's full attention may not be on you.
Her gaze is elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. What? Tobes, can you give me a refresher? Would I know anything about Iris? Any basic details?
So from you met her at the front gate. Iris is Kaiden's older sister. She's the second in command, moving up to being Archdruid under their mother 𝘏𝘪.
Oh, I know this. Thank you. We're just gonna look over at her, noticing it's gonna give her a smirk. So, are you going to like, you know?
There's something there that I'm not fully around entirely, so I'm
Oh,
like,
I feel like, no, I understand. You're just emotionally unavailable. That is okay.
more like, she was like, oh, you don't recognize me? And I was like, I don't recognize you, and I feel like I maybe made a mistake in saying something, and I'm kind of, do I go and talk to her and like, try and explain the situation? But that's like a lot of like explaining I need to do.
Listen. You've got to go do something, because I don't know if you know this. When I told you I was writing that book about like the vampires and the werewolf thingy, right? You need to communicate these things, because if you leave that like unsolved, she could like come back and like kill you.
Yeah, maybe she's like holding a grudge or something.
Probably you need to go ahead and sort that, because like, even though Ymir cannot see, Ymir can feel it. Ymir could like feel the angst. Ymir could be like, how dare you, big, voluptuous, strong, muscular person, broke my heart. And if you're just going to leave it like that, well then,
Have you done like the confession thing? Like, how do I like go about this? Like, hey, like maybe we used to date. Maybe I'm really sorry for being gone. I'm sorry I don't know who you are.
Oh, let me see if Ymir is gonna fuck this up for you. Because Ymir is really poor with social skills. I want to make that clear. So, you're asking the socially inept. I rolled a 3. Okay. So here's what you need to do. You don't know what's going on. You look at her, right? And you say, I'm sorry that you feel the way that you feel.
Okay.
And then just, whatever you do, look at her straight in the eyes and be like, very serious, very stern. Wiggle your eyebrows maybe a little bit. I don't know. I picked up that maybe facial expressions are good. So like, do a lot of facial expressions. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe in you. 100%.
Okay. Yeah. Sinza like goes to get up and then sits back down. Maybe I'll go later. Maybe I'll go on a bit.
You have
maybe
to
when she's,
strike
like,
while
not
the
with her
iron
words.
is hot. If you don't do it, then it's going to be like a really bad romance novel.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm gonna go talk to her. Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to her. Sinza gets up, still holding the teacup, starts to walk, goes back, hands you the teacup, and then walks across the grove.
Okay, so you're heading off to go and talk to Iris, and Kaiden's after 𝘏𝘓. So we'll start with Kaiden. Kaiden, you kind of peel round the center of the grove and see Iris and 𝘏𝘓 kind of talking quietly to each other, and the two of them fall quiet as you kind of approach.
Hey, have you got a minute, Mum? I wasn't interrupting anything important.
Nothing Iris can't handle. And she kind of nods to Iris, and she's like, hey. Iris kind of steps back. And 𝘏𝘓 will kind of make her way over to you. She's quite slow, leaning quite heavily on her cane. She looks up at you.
Well, you know how I was always pretty bad with magic?
You've never been an exceptional talent.
That's a nice way of putting it. But it's felt a bit different lately. It feels a bit strange. And it feels less, I don't know, it was less controllable for a long time. And there's a few times it's gone wrong.
She frowns and kind of cocks her head. I don't know how you could be getting it wrong.
Well, there was one time I tried to cast a spell and suddenly I was naked.
She just kind of blinks like.
So like all my clothes disappeared. I didn't know where they went, and it took me a while to find them.
Okay, so you can tell that she looks visibly like concerned at that. She's like, "What could you have cast that went so horribly wrong that all of your clothes disintegrated?" Like,
And I was not drinking because there was another time I grew a beard of feathers. That was very recently, and then that just exploded off my face.
is your face okay?
I think so. Does it feel okay?
Yeah, I mean, it feels fine.
It feels fine. I haven't seen it in a while.
Okay. Can you... She takes a step back. Can you give me an example?
Like sometimes it can go off if strong emotions, like if I get really angry, it will just... Can I try and like activate a rage, like Wild Surge? Like, can I try and focus and
What do you
just try
think
and
of
force
to
it?
piss you off? To set off your rage?
I look over to Arvi.
You see Arvi's like writing notes and looking at Lyre, and then you catch like wind that like two of those eyes are now looking at you. And very briefly, and then back to his page, he's like, okay.
That pisses me off. I'm a bitch.
What are you looking at?
Oh,
see?
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Boy. No, that's a natural 5. I don't know what my plus is.
Oh dear. Okay.
It's +1, so that's 6.
So, just looking at Arvi, being the pretentious cunt he is, you're like, oh, I hate him. And there's this sudden kind of spark beginning to heat up in your chest as you try and force a wild magic surge. We'll roll it on the out of combat table.
Okay. Oh boy, out of combat.
So you get to pick a result, because you rolled an 8. So you can gain tremor sense for the next minute up to 60 feet. You cannot control yourself and have to make a melee attack against the creature closest to you. You had advantage on perception checks for a minute. Magic whirls around you protectively, and you gain Shield of Faith for 1 minute. You take 1d4 piercing damage as it feels like you're being stabbed. Your anger doesn't seem to be spreading. Instead, it casts the Calm Emotion spell. Vines and flowers temporarily grow around you, and the ground around you is difficult terrain for every creature other than you.
Is there like... I'm wondering what the visual would be for the being stabbed. Is it magical energy just stabbing me?
Effectively, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that. So it looks like my magic just like explodes and then just starts attacking me, and I'm like, ow, fuck, stop, no.
So you take 4 piercing damage as there's this kind of this crackle of pink light that suddenly kind of begins to like arc off of you, almost like electricity. And one of those bolts goes back, kind of rears back round and straight through the center of you. And you are kind of shocked with this sudden kind of stabbing pain. And Saoirse takes another step back. She looks concerned.
That kind of hurt. But that happens a lot. And it can happen when, like, Curie people, or, like, when I do the vine thing and I go and grab stuff, like I did when I used to break stuff a lot in the house.
She looks kind of around. She looks at Iris, who had been kind of monitoring something across the grove, who's now looking at you as well. Arvi is staring at you. There seems to be quite a few people that are looking in your direction. And there is just this abject silence.
Oh. So, is that, like, not normal?
When did that happen?
I mean, it's been like that for a very long time. I thought that was just how my magic was.
For one, it should not be that color.
it's supposed to be a color.
It's like, Sorcha turns around to Iris. Iris is immediately kind of moving over to you. And once she's like, it's clear, I can check you over. She immediately begins to cast a spell. You're not quite sure what that spell is. You can roll me an Arcana if you'd like.
Oh yeah, because I'm so good at Arcana. Oh, you know what? That's a natural 14. Let me see. -2 for 12. Let's go.
You think you've seen somebody casting this before. It's not. It's more like a. You think it's detect magic. You think she's trying to figure out what is up with you. She's kind of hovering her hand over you. She places one hand in the center of your chest. And that magic sparks again on her fingertips, and she just keeps her hand there. Kaiden, did something happen to you?
Well, a lot of things happened. So, like, I went into a city for the first time. We got into a few fights. I mean...
Did anyone put something in you?
I don't think I've had that talk.
No, not like that. Kaiden, she kind of pinches the bridges of her nose. Like,
I mean, there was a period where I got, like, tortured a bit, like,
what?
a little bit, and I don't remember.
Both of them just kind of look at you like, what the fuck?
Well, I've still got lots of cut marks here. I've healed most of it.
You have the same magic that is in that tree. And none of us are blessed with that, not even the Archdruid.
I'm not going to turn into a tree, am I?
Well, not that I know of. Probably not. I think.
Okay.
And Iris kind of shrugs. You're. Do you understand how the world was made, Kaiden?
No, not a clue.
The World Weaver, God above gods, created the Divine Seven, and the magic then was wild and uncategorized. It is the reason that people like us exist. Olanians, we are products of wild magic. That was before Asus got their hands on it and made it into something mortals could wield. But Itrelia, the Mother Arcana, that is beyond us. We should not be able to wield that, and you have that in you. And that doesn't just manifest.
So shouldn't I be a bit better at magic then?
Potentially. I don't know what this is going to do to you. People like us should not be able to carry that. If anything, it would unravel you. You'd fall apart.
Or so this could kill me?
Roll me an insight check.
Natural 3.
You watch Iris look at Sorcha and say nothing. We don't know. no one here has ever been documented as being able to carry that. Have you tried using any kind of druidic magic using this kind of magic?
Well, I've tried like simple stuff I know, like a bit of healing, summoning a couple bugs here and there, and most of the time that's been fine. And I still practice to try and get better, but
Sorsha looks at you and has taken Iris by the hand. Kaiden, did you ever learn your wild shape?
no, but I've been trying like really hard, and like recently, like my magic's kind of gone from the chest, and it feels weird now. It feels down here, and like at first I thought I was just a little sick, but I think it's the magic.
Okay. She takes Iris back a step. Breathe in. Think about what you want to be. And try and channel that magic. And we'll be here to manage it if something goes off the rails. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Maybe with the tree being here, it will stabilize it. We don't know. This is new to us too.
Okay, he's gonna really, really focus, and he's gonna try and cast Wild Shape. And I assume he's just gonna turn into some random creature because he's probably thinking of something like a Puke, the Brittany.
Yeah, he's thinking of Brittany.
Thinking of Brittany. I want to be a cool fucking wyvern. I want to be a dragon.
How does your wild shape manifest through your druidic magic?
It's probably like it probably starts with that druidic color of green that then suddenly changes and goes slightly pinkish purple, and then he shrinks and becomes furry, and what you see is and he's just panicking as a squirrel.
Both of them are looking at you, and then looking at each other. And you are this slightly pink-furred kind of creature, a squirrel on the floor. Okay, well, it worked. Kaiden, calm down. Stop it. Calm down. Calm down. Breathe. You're fine. It worked. Okay, that was less destructive than I was expecting. And the two of them are beginning to kind of talk amongst themselves. Kaiden, you're just kind of stuck as a squirrel right now. Arvi is pissing himself.
There's just tons of squeaking in Arvi's direction.
Everyone else roll me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Dirty 20. I've rolled 2 19s in a row.
Damn.
Okay.
9.
A 9. I mean, Ymir, you can hear it. All of you can hear it. There's this intense squeaking from one side of the grove. Sinza and Lyre, you're kind of like peering around, and you just see this tiny pink squirrel that is squeaking and kind of running around in circles, and Sorsha and Iris are just kind of looking at it.
Have I completely lost the plot?
So you are able to cast your druidic magic using this with the Trelia. That's good to know. Okay, now turn back. Kaiden, do you know how to turn back? Okay. Iris is kind of like, okay, all right. Sorsha
Someone kick him.
Sorsha gets on her knees. Sorsha gets on her knees and kind of puts her hands out to you, Kaiden. You kind of scribble over. Focus on breathing, on what you used to look like, how it felt to be a person, okay? Just deep breath in. Okay. And this pink kind of lightning begins to crackle around your fur as your shape begins to shift again. And Kaiden is now kind of knelt on the floor in front of Sorsha. And Lyre and Sinza, you
felt
suddenly
really fucking weird.
Was a squirrel your intention?
No, I was trying to turn into a cool wyvern, but it didn't work.
You might not be strong enough to do that yet.
Okay.
But that's a good start. Okay, so we know that you can kind of control it, but the effects of it are random, out of your control. Okay. Sorsha seems a little less concerned and more kind of intrigued now to see this change in you. Okay, that's good. That you are getting better at magic, despite what I thought you would be capable of doing. Sorsha kind of seems a little. She feels like a little bad saying that, but at the same time, she's like, "Well, you were never particularly good at magic. It was never your strong point."
No.
There has to be a source. Because you cannot generate that magic alone. That is not something that you create. Something is giving you that. Something is allowing you to channel it. But you as a person should not be able to naturally.
So, it's not me getting better, or is it something else helping me?
If you're able to harness it, then yes, it could be you getting better.
Okay.
But it is not something you were born with.
Well, I'm still good at fighting, at least.
Iris kind of smiles, considering she taught you an awful lot of what you know. I'm glad to hear that wasn't going to waste.
Yeah, I mean, it's helped me and my friends a few times.
Well, that is something that we should investigate. Maybe take the rest of the evening to relax, okay?
Yeah, okay. Also, he wants to talk to Iris and just, do you want to maybe spar at some point? He doesn't know what to say, so he's like, sparring.
Once my duties for the day are done.
Yeah, Yeah, that's fine.
You know I'm going to beat your ass into the ground again, right?
Probably.
I was always faster than you. And she smiles.
Yeah. I think he feels better seeing that his sister's like smiled for the first time since being here at him. So he's gonna just go rest. And he just does that walk away where he's like really happy because he's like I wild shaped. He's excited.
First time. And as you're kind of stepping back from Iris, you see Sinza kind of awkwardly standing, like.
I think since I kind of watching that whole ordeal and seeing like the really like happy kind of like family moment that they're having, she kind of stands there for a second and then looks at Kaiden and then very slowly turns around and like just like dips back to where Ymir was. She's like, this is not the time.
Just backing out.
Yeah.
You just walk up to Iris and be like, nah. She can see you.
I didn't think she got that close. So it's just like she's going through a whirlwind of emotions, and she's like, "I'll try and have that conversation later."
Ymir, you see the silhouette of Sinza just sit back down next to you.
I pussied out.
It's okay. I know. I may not be able to see you, but I smelled your weakness somewhere all the way over here.
It wasn't the time. She was having like a really lovely like family moment with Kaiden, and I didn't want to like ruin that with something.
You can say that. Just know that when she stabs you with a wooden stake, you'd be like, oh man, if only I had interrupted that beautiful family moment that they could have had multiple times. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'll be in the background, oh no, Sinza, what the fuck happened? Oh, this could have stopped everything. Just know that this could have been prevented. I'm joking. You did good, I guess.
Sinza doesn't really say a whole lot. She's just sitting with her like legs crossed, trying to like drink her tea.
Bela has returned with a kind of a grimy pot that seems to have been washed out as much as it can be. That is now full of coffee, just black coffee. It doesn't seem like she has anything to put in it. And we'll kind of put it down on the grass. That's the best I could do.
You don't realize how happy you've made her by doing that.
I'm glad. I'm glad I'm being what is it? Hospitable to our guests. There you go. Wonderful. Just takes the coffee.
Just like full on, like yeah, she's drinking it.
As the night begins to fall, the glow of the tree in the center remains bright. Lyre, what is your passive perception?
It is not good. 11.
You are suddenly met with a face directly next to yours, and you see Zanny, who has managed to sneak up on you effortlessly. It's like, hello, Mr. Lyre.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm really good at sneaking.
Well, you are a hunter, are you not?
I am. That is my job.
Okay.
I made you a hammock.
You actually made me one.
Well, you said that you wanted to try and sleep in a tree, but without, falling out and dying, so I made you a hammock.
Well, I did ask for that. So, where am I sleeping tonight?
You're going to have to hold on to me. I don't think that you have like very strong arms.
They're okay. but
No,
you'll
look at
probably
them. And she's gonna pull your arm out and make you
Okay.
kind of look at
Alright.
it. As,
All right.
see, it is really weedy.
Okay. Thank you, Danny.
Let's go. So you're going to have to hold on to me so I can take you up to the tree.
How high are we going?
90 feet. This is why, if you fall out and die, like that, this is why I make you, a hammock. So you do not fall out and die. Because I don't want you to die.
Right. Give me one moment. He's gonna open up his book and just scroll through. See that Featherfall is not prepared and close the book. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so and she turns around away from you. She's like, get on my back.
All right.
Hold on really tight though, because I go really fast.
Okay.
Okay.
Where can I wrap my arms? Where's comfortable?
Over my shoulder. She's gonna pull your arms over her shoulders. You're really light. Wow.
Thanks.
Now you have to put your legs around me so that you're going to go sliding away. Okay. And she's gonna just start moving. Good God, she moves fast. You are suddenly yanked. And she begins to kind of slither up the nearest tree. And Sinza, you just watch as Lyre's getting fucking thrown up this tree on the back of a snake naga lady. And she climbs it with no trouble at all. Until you are high in the canopy, looking down at the Ňuma Conclave below. You're almost high enough that you can look above the Drowy Green. She takes you a little bit higher so that you can see the open expanse of the Drowy from the treetops. And it is just miles of trees. Lots of colours, beautiful night sky. You can see the ring as it stretches through the sky above you and splits it in half in this dark silhouette covered in sprinkles of lights of cities in the distance. The odd cloud passes overhead. I really like it up here because I like to look at the stars.
I have missed the jungle and its views. It is beautiful.
I would like to go up there one day. She's pointing to the ring.
Really?
I wonder what
Why
it
is
is
that?
like. People say, I've heard travelers come through here, and they say that the ring is really cold. It has something called snoo, and it is like cold rain.
That would be snow.
Snoo.
Yes.
Yes. See, I'm really smart. See? I know lots of things.
Toby.
Yeah.
Looking at the sky and the ring specifically.
Yeah.
Is that Sealer's halo?
It is.
See, I've only really recently come across Sealer's halo, which is what the ring is. Did you know that?
I did not know it was called that.
So, Sealer's halo, or 𝘏𝘠𝘭𝘆, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's not just snow and cold. It's actually home to a vast amount of people.
People live up there? That is so exciting.
They do. Scientists and arcanists.
I don't
I
know what
learned
those
that
things
recently.
mean.
People who are very smart and very good with magic.
Oh, like you?
I aspire to be like them. Yes.
I tell you a secret.
What is your secret?
I was born with no connection to the weave, so I cannot do any magic ever. But like
So
you
was
said
I.
that you could like steal magic. I'm really good at stealing things.
It's not so much stealing, it's taking in a sense of earning.
So if I work really hard, that sometimes I might get some magic.
It's what I did. It's how I got this. And he pulls out his book.
I can't read.
That's fine. See, this, do you know what grimoires are?
What is a moire and why is it grim?
A grimoire is a mage's book. It's where they keep all their spells.
So all of your secrets are in this book.
Very much so.
Oh.
But this was once a regular book until I found a ritual that I tried again and again and failed and failed. For almost 2 years, I could not make this ritual work. And then one day it did. And then I had magic for the first time in my life.
You know, you sound a lot like Kaiden.
What do you mean?
Kaiden had to work really, really hard so his magic would work. And even then, like, he is not very good at it. But he does his best.
I mean, I'm not always the best. We all
Yeah, but you're,
stumble.
like, smart, so... You know.
Oh, only with books. Kaiden is very good at reading people.
I can read languages with my fingers.
I can read all languages.
That is so
But I don't-
exciting! Oh my gosh! Wow.
I don't think I know how to read with my fingers. That is something I need to learn.
It is something
Ymir.
that, like, people who cannot see, they do.
Yeah. Ymir is hopefully going to teach me, and maybe you can help me as well.
I would
Wait,
love
can you
to.
not see?
No, I can
you-
see. I just, like, I can't read, so I use, like, my fingers to read Druidic.
Okay. Good to know.
But I'm really not that good at common.
It takes time. I don't know how long I'm here for, but if you ever want a lesson and to learn the basics, I can teach.
I should probably put you in your bed now. Sorry for keeping you awake.
It's fine. It's nice to talk.
I would like to look at your book sometime, even if I cannot read it.
Of course. I don't really have anything
You
to
said
hide
it
in
has
there.
secrets.
It has my spells and things I'm working on, but they're not finished, and I'm kind of a messy writer, so it's difficult to keep track of.
It is probably better than my writing. My writing is really bad. I'm a good drawer, though.
You'll have to show me your drawings one day.
I'll draw you a pretty picture in your book.
Absolutely.
She's gonna kind of move you down from the top of the canopy. And you see this hammock. It's about maybe 6 foot long hammock. That mostly looks like it's made of kind of webbing that has been braided into these ropes that she's then laid a bunch of leaves over the top of and tried to make it a bit more comfortable for you. I couldn't find a pillow, so I found a really big mushroom.
That
It
works.
might smell a bit funny, but like it's not going to make you go like crazy, you know?
Good to know.
Unless you eat it. Maybe don't eat it.
Oh, I will not eat it.
Okay, good. I don't want you eating your pillow. She just kind of lays you down in it because she's just kind of having to carry you.
Yeah.
Or else you might slip.
I'll help where I can.
And her tail wraps around kind of the thick bark of one of these trees, and she just lays against it and lays at you. She's like, I've not had a sleepover before.
Neither have I, really.
What dirty secrets can we talk about? Maybe girls? Do you like girls?
What?
I like girls.
I don't really have a preference, so...
The little lady with the funny eyes that you came with, she's really pretty. And I really like the lady with the horns. She's also very pretty.
Ymir and Sinza are very interesting people. You would love them. Maybe you can have a sleepover with them next time.
Oh my gosh, that is such a good idea. Wow. Maybe I should.
Mm-hmm.
When you go out into the dry green, would you like me to come with you? Because I know where I'm going. I'm really good at this sort of thing.
A guide would always be welcome.
I know
We
that
would love to have
Kaiden
you.
is with you, but like, Kaiden's also kind of... Kaiden.
Well, I have no issue with it. We can ask the group in the morning.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Okay. She's just kind of leaning and looking at you. Oh, I'm supposed to be sleeping. Okay. And she pretends to snore.
Good night, Zani.
Good night, Mr. Lyre.
And Lyre will tentatively roll a little bit, feel the hammock sway, and then roll back and not move a muscle for the entire night.
It is
Don't look down.
well. It's well secured, but if you do roll too much, you will fall out of it.
Yeah.
So she's like, she thinks that's fine.
Yeah, it's so fine.
So
But
Lyra
he'll
and
just-
Zanny are now high above the Conclave. What are the rest of you doing with your evenings?
Oh dear.
Is Sinza gonna go speak to Kaiden's sister, or
At some point, yeah.
oh,
At some point.
but not this evening?
No. She will at some point. I think Sinza's kind of like sitting. She's like fiddling with her nails a little bit.
Mhm.
Kind of waiting for the right opportunity to like kind of like stretch. Like, oh, I'm tired. To then go and try and find Iris. She's kind of putting it off for as long as possible before bed.
So Iris has made herself comfortable, sat by the tree, and she seems like she's not wearing half the regalia she's been wearing for most of the day. It seems that she's effectively off duty now, but she is her head is tilted down, and her hands are kind of resting in her lap, and it seems like she is in prayer.
Yeah, Sinza kind of like just very slowly makes her way around the tree. Trying not to like disturb her, but not being super quiet that she sneaks up on her at the same time. And she doesn't sit, she kind of just stands, trying not to be super awkward. But she's looking at the earring that she's wearing as she's kind of her head tilted in prayer.
You know, I can tell you are there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you want to talk, just open your mouth and start talking.
There's a lot of things that I want to say, and I think the best way I can kind of start this is just, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for the way that I responded before to come across so coldly. So I'm really sorry for that.
I sort of expected it after our She trails off.
Sinza, I think, maybe takes a step closer. How tall is Iris?
She's shorter than Kaiden. You'd be looking at maybe 6'1".
Okay. Yeah, Sinza kind of puts her hands in her pockets to stop her fiddling, and after did we have a fight or a conversation or something?
A little bit, yeah. Part of me is kind of glad that you don't remember. It was a long time ago.
It hurts that I'm sorry that I don't remember this, and if it was my choice, I wouldn't want to forget you.
We were young and stupid in some ways, and it was fleeting. I had duties, you had a party that you were spending your time with, and you were going on a long travel, and it wasn't going to work.
With Targan?
She frowns. Your brother?
Sinza's expression is fairly easy to read. It's creased with confusion. Her amber eyes are kind of darting the space.
You don't remember him either, do you?
Like you said, it was a long time ago, right?
She is looking at you now with her hands in her lap, very intensely.
I have. Look, Iris, I've got 3 years of memory, and unfortunately for me, you're not a part of that. Targan wasn't a part of that. That party isn't a part of it, and every now and then I see someone in a crowd who I think maybe I know, or someone says my name and I don't know them. But I feel these feelings that are so intense, like I'm mourning people, and I'm longing for something that I don't understand.
Would it help for you to know? Because I remember your party. Something happened to you. She's reading you as you're kind of stood there, kind of not making eye contact with her.
Yes, yeah, something did happen, and I don't know. I want to know, but every time I push for it, I get hit in the back of the head with something else. Something is keeping these memories from me. Do you know of something called the Everdark?
She frowns and pulls a little book out from her side and begins to kind of flick through it. I've heard of it in passing. We had someone come through here maybe about 6-7 years ago. similar kind of symptoms.
A healer friend of mine, he with like the symptoms that I had, he said it may be something along those lines. Do you know what causes it, or?
She's looking between the book and at you. Roll me an insight check.
Oh, it's a natural 17. It's a 21.
She seems to know something that she's hesitating telling you. You can see it's like she's pursing her lips. She doesn't know whether or not it's the right time to speak to you on that, given how uncomfortable you look already.
Sinza's expression sharpens as she notices that she's keeping something. And very slowly, not meaning any harm by it, she kind of reaches out a hand and just runs a thumb and finger between that piece of jewelry that she has hanging on her ear.
I didn't want to forget you. With the kind of magic that we have here, we live for quite a long time. Longer than we should. It's a side effect of druidic magic. Our aging slows down when we get to a certain point. And I didn't want to forget about you.
After everything, you still hold on to this?
You left for an understandable reason.
What reason? My party?
You told me I was too work-focused. That, I should focus on my duties. And you were right, I did. And I'm maybe a year or two away from being Archdruid of this grove. When Mother decides to step down, but she is a stubborn woman and has decided that until she is physically incapable of doing so, she will not. Though I practically manage the grove already. And if it wasn't me, well, it would have been Kaiden.
Is this something that you wanted?
Now, yes. At the time, I was very jealous that you were able to go and see the world. And I was not. And you had such good friends with you. And you took one of ours with you, too.
Their name, appearance?
Saemyth, Ashglade. She was a sorcerer. Very talented sorcerer. She was born with this innate magic. Eladrin. Long, kind of pointed ears, tanned skin, blonde hair, too. You don't remember her? And if she isn't with you, that... She kind of looks at the floor.
Our party member, Ymir, was able to speak to Targan for a few fleeting moments and mentioned that he died when his party died, fighting a displacer beast.
So all of them are gone.
I can't confirm that. But I woke up alone. So.
Okay. There were 7 of you, including you. Sit down.
I think Sinza hesitates. Before eventually she sits maybe like on the edge of the bench, so she's not too close, but she'll just take a seat.
Iris kind of moves up to give you a bit of room. There was you. There was Tarkin. My memory of it is that he was a paladin of some kind. There was Saemyth, a human woman, Kriya. She was a fighter, I think. She was certainly a fighter. She was very aggressive. There was a goblin who kept stealing things out of Arvi's stash of alchemical ingredients because he liked them because they were pretty. What was his name? And she seems to be struggling to remember names. I can't remember his name. There was a half-orc man, quite a tall figure, who was a fighter as well. I think he was a soldier. You used to call him Shaz, and I don't know if that was his full name, but you used to call him Shaz. And then Brunhild was a half-elf cleric, very kind of pious religious type, you know. And you used to call yourselves the troublemakers, and you very much were, at least with that fucking goblin. And she would kind of like look at the papers again and look at you. And all of them are gone.
Sorry, Toby, just for a second. You said Shaz.
Shaz.
That's not who I'm thinking of, is it?
No.
Okay. I was like, oh, maybe she just pronounced it weird. Fuck. Okay, it's fine. How many years ago was it that I was here?
15, maybe?
Phew. Yeah, shit. Anyway, Kaiden mentioned I looked familiar when we first met, and I thought maybe that was just Kaiden being Kaiden. And just
Kaiden would
trying
have
to
been
find familiarity in
a
things.
teenager who should have stayed out of his big sister's business. And she's kind of looking in Kaiden's direction. But, you know, of course, the little brother wants to get involved. Either way.
No, nothing's changed.
I'm glad you're okay.
I wish I could have returned with happier memories, but
The Everdark is not a fun thing to have to deal with.
I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. And I appreciate you just wanting to talk to me, having the time to.
I'm on duty all the time.
Right, you're a busy woman.
I'm sure you are too.
Well, the only thing that keeps me busy nowadays is mostly Kaiden prying into things. And
I'm glad he's got
Lyre
someone
and
to
Ymir.
keep him in check.
He's a good man.
Yeah, he is. With that, we're going to take a little break. We're going to go on 10-15 minutes, so we will be back shortly. See you in a bit, bye. Right, so...
Don't.
Fuck's sake. It's taken multiple attempts to get us to go back to what we were doing. Okay. Iris has kind of closed the book on her lap. She seems to be a bit more comfortable around you now. Now that she has a better understanding of the situation.
Sinza, I think herself has settled a little bit more as well. She's pulled her hands from her pockets and is kind of just like running it back and forth across her palm. Occasional kind of side glances looking in Iris' direction. Sorry I said that you worked too much. That's not really fair on my part.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, looking after a whole grove is kind of a big responsibility.
Yeah. She kind of looks up at the tree. You know, every one of those little kind of bubbles up there is a person.
Huh. People from this village, or?
Mm-hmm. When you die, you are buried shallow, given back to nature, and your soul returns to Obris, and you stay with the grove forever.
That's really beautiful.
I'm hoping my father is there somewhere.
And Kaiden never mentioned much about, both your fathers.
We never found him. Our uncle came back with his finger as proof that he was dead. But we never found his body. We never had actual confirmation. And part of me is clinging on to the hope that he's still out there somewhere. Maybe.
Did Kaiden... Probably not. Did he ever get the chance to explain why he did it?
I know why. I think his family knows why, but not all of the Grove agree.
The things people do for power, I guess.
Well, it would have been father, and then it would have been mother, and then it would have been me.
I know a small part of you agrees with what Kaiden did.
Nothing about murder is agreeable.
No, I mean the exile.
I think it was smart. Probably the smartest thing Kaiden's ever done.
He has his moments.
He's smarter than he comes across.
He has that wisdom.
He is more common sense than book knowledge. Common sense gets you far, especially out here. And there are some people
Perhaps
who
something
miss
you taught him?
She kind of looks up into the canopy. She looks up and sees the silhouettes of Zanny and Lyre far above. Some people definitely missed him.
I can understand why.
She went looking for a while.
Azani?
She thought he wouldn't have gone that far. By the sounds of it, he didn't, but Zanny was never able to find him.
Kaiden grew up in these groves. If he wanted to disappear, I don't imagine it'd be that hard for him to do.
If he is as blessed by Umbrice as we think, and he didn't want to be found, the goddess of travel would have made it that he would not be found.
He's had a few, I don't want to say issues, but surges with his magic. It's unlike anything I've seen before. Not that that's
You take care of him,
not
right?
like, yeah,
Keep an eye on
I owe him that.
That magic, if it just keeps getting stronger, at some point, we are all tied into the weave in some way. Some people are not, but the majority of us are. And his will unravel itself. And he will unravel with it. If it's not learned how to be controlled, it's...
How do we ensure that doesn't happen?
I don't know anyone who has ever been able to wield this sort of thing. I don't know what gave
No
it to him.
scriptures or anything?
Nothing. It may be in the first era. We're in the third. And being out here, we don't always get the information that we need for these sorts of things. Cities are hard for us to integrate into. And Mother, as much as I love her, and I trust her judgment as the Archmage, she doesn't like us to spread out too far. She doesn't want to be part of the cities. The best we could get is travelers.
What about the other groves? Have you not interacted with them at all?
The voiceless are difficult to talk to. She pulls a face. She clearly does not seem to have a fond opinion of the Voiceless Grove. The Order of Natural Fortunes is not really a place of knowledge. In the nicest way, think of them as being like party druids. That's kind of their thing.
Oh, okay. Right.
They're the Traveler's Rest, they are often referred to as. They're more of like they accept everyone who comes through. They're open to hospitality and showing respect, and as Druid Groves should be, but they're not really scholars. I'll give them that, though. They make a really bloody good mead.
I'll have to try some at some point then. We're, I think, planning on heading to Karvik at some point, so maybe we'll have luck there. Lyre is, very well versed in magic, so perhaps he's seen something like it before or could could assist us in further understanding it.
Karvik is probably a good bet. If not, there are a few places that I've heard of. I've seen some people in this blue uniform that travel through the 𝘏𝘪𝘨 sometimes, that work for the Arcane Repository, which is north of here, hidden. Only people with these uniforms can get in and out. From what I have heard of them, it is like dangerous artifacts that they keep in a vault to prevent people from getting hold of them. First year stuff.
Interesting.
They might have information there. They might have a library. That would be a nice change.
Would they be willing to allow us view into that, though, or...?
I don't know.
Oh, well, it's a start.
Well, you're going to have to visit the Voiceless anyway.
They're the, they worship some kind of fae, you said? Or is this a different grove?
No, they worship a fae. 𝘏𝘪𝘨 of the Static.
Ring any bells?
Roll me a history check.
Hate rolling history checks. This fucking sucks. Nope. 7.
The only thing you've heard of fae in general is that they have their own realms sort of scattered about on the mortal plane. And most fae can only be present in their realms. Cannot leave them. The majority of fae have to hold down the fort in these one or two little kind of spots across Sith. And you recognize the name 𝘏𝘪𝘨 as being part of the Tribunal of Time. Other than that, that's all you know.
Okay. Sinza ponders for a moment, and then looks back to Iris. Well, you gotta start somewhere, I guess. We're all searching for something. Our little group.
I don't think you're going to have any trouble with the werebears. Well, no, I think you'll be fine. The ghouls,
in terms of...
may be more of an issue. Ghouls are not pleasant in general. We try and burn them out as quickly as we can most of the time, but this one seems to have grown quickly.
Are you doubting our strength or something?
It's not like I've seen you fight.
Well, did you see me fight when I was here?
You were pretty fighty.
What's that supposed to mean?
You tended to get into a lot of arguments. You have strong opinions, Sinza.
Maybe that's changed a little bit.
We mellow out as we grow older.
Maybe.
She very briefly puts her hand on yours. And pulls it up. And presses your knuckles against her forehead. You are welcome here. You don't need to be so tense.
I think I'd be more relaxed if I knew I didn't have any past ties to this place.
It will eventually come back to you. Maybe with the right stimuli, with the right push. We weren't able to cure the Everdark on the last person who had it.
Sinza slowly kind of removes her knuckles and then just very slowly pushes a piece of hair behind her ear and lowers her hand down. Maybe. I hope I just miss knowing people. It's the little things, you know.
I miss knowing you. Like I said, we change a lot. You're not anything like who you were. So.
From what you've told me, I wasn't the best of company. From the sounds of it.
You remind me of Kaiden.
Maybe you have different opinions. I don't know whether that's a compliment or an insult.
No, just strong-willed. Speaking of
You have to be.
Kaiden, she kind of looks over to see Kaiden arming up across the grove. I have to go beat up my little brother now. If you'd like to watch.
I would love to.
She's gonna kind of stand up, and she pulls off the leaf cloak that she was wearing. And she has sort of some rough kind of metal and leathers that she has across her torso, beautifully engraved and covered in kind of flowery patterns and whatnot. And she pulls the khopesh off of her hip and gives it a cursory swing. Right.
I just realised Baylor's fixing migraine.
You just got your tusks, poor man.
Sorry. He does not have migraine on him.
Yeah. So she kind of steps out and makes eye contact with you, Kaiden, and she kind of looks at you with a frown. What? Not bringing out the big one, the big guns today, or are we just going fists? Because I can still beat you at that.
Baylor's fixing migraine because I might have damaged them a little bit.
So you've pissed her off. Okay. She is going to kind of put the khopesh down, crack her knuckles. Fine.
All right.
Let's see how fast you've gotten, big man.
How are we doing this?
She kind of just kind of offers her hands out to you and is like,
okay.
Because I'm so courteous. You get the first swing.
He's gonna he'd try and read her, and he's gonna probably very badly fail at reading what she's doing. She's very good at this, and then just going for the first swing.
Okay. So she is going to attempt to dodge as you go in for the swing. If I can find her fucking stats, because apparently her stats aren't showing up. Okay, I'm just gonna have to make flat rolls. That's fine. It'll be a plus.
Okay, do you want to just make it checks against AC essentially? To make
Can
it
do,
easier?
yeah. If you wanna go in for that.
Yeah, it just makes it a bit quicker and easier that way. So just be against ACs. My plus for unarmed, I assume it's just my proficiency. So
Yes, it will be, yeah.
Yeah.
16 misses as she, you go in for the first swing, and she just ducks. And you go directly over the top of her head. And as she drops, she kind of drops into a squat, and will use the force of the momentum of her pushing upwards to gut punch you. And she goes in for a swing. So it'll be a... That's again a miss as well. As you kind of dodge out of the way of her, as you see this attack coming, you fall her a few times. You know how this works.
Can I use that opportunity when she goes in for the gut punch that she misses to try and grab her and just wrestle move just back?
Yeah, go on.
She's smaller.
That'll be contested athletics.
Oh, okay. Probably a 19.
Nah, it's 10 from her. As she kind of moves up to punch you, you just kind of bear hug her, and pull her over the top of your head. She's pretty light. You have no trouble in being able to kind of swoop her up. As you throw her backwards, about halfway through the pullback, she slides out of your grip, and cartwheels back onto a standing position. Kind of brushes herself off. Good try.
He's gonna charge in. He's getting annoyed.
Okay. Roll to attack.
Yeah, that's definitely not gonna hit.
So you go in for another swing. Again, this time you're now starting to get pissed off. The focus isn't quite there. As you go in for more of a direct hit, she just swoops to the side as it kind of brushes past her. Her hair gets brushed back, but the momentum of her moving forward continues, and she goes in for another swing as well. So it's 21 to hit.
Oh, that, yeah.
As her fist connects with your neck. So it just straight in, all the wind is blown out of you as you just begin to choke. And she takes a step back. She's like, come on, you can take more than that. I know you can.
I'm a little rusty. Come on. And then he will just go in and he's going to try and go in for a punch, but then try and put his leg out and trip her so that he can push her down with it.
Okay, you kind of effectively feint her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something she's taught him, so she might see it coming.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay. That's going to be 18 plus 3, 21.
Hits. So she dodges out of the way of the punch. It grazes the side of her cheek as her head is kind of pushed backwards. And as she's continuing to move, you just trip her and she face plants into the floor. There's this thump, and she just kind of pushes herself back up. She's like, okay, that's more like it. She's gonna go in for a similar kind of approach, where she is kind of moving towards you from the front. But if you attempt to move out of the way, she will move behind you. So she is going to attempt that. That will be... Oh, that's 2d20 by accident. Yoinks.
2d20?
No, just one.
2d20 damage.
It's a 20. As you're fully kind of preparing to take a hit from the front, she sweeps around the back of you, and you feel a hoof in the center of your back. And she just kind of pushes you away from her. Gotta be faster, Kaiden. You hit hard when you do hit, but you're just slow.
I'm not that slow. I'm just slower than you.
You're pretty slow.
He's gonna go in just for another attack. He's gonna essentially try and punch, and if he kind of like a feint, and then come back with an elbow into her.
Okay.
18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. So the elbow connects with her nose. There is a crunch. And a splatter of blood hits across the floor as she staggers backwards. As she begins kind of coughing, bends over. Oh, God's above. Ow. Okay. Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's just this, seeing her get serious is like, uh-oh.
Now. As you kind of watch her begin to kind of roll her shoulders back, and she begins to run towards you and close the distance. But she is getting taller and taller and taller. As she flicks her fingers, and there is a disc that appears under each foot as she is gaining height on you. As she casts Tensor's floating disc to kind of give her a few steps up above you, and her foot is going to attempt to connect with your head. So she's gonna try and hit you. She may miss horribly. We'll see. No, that's a 24. As she steps up around you, and you feel bone connect with bone. As too, you are met with a hoof in the nose. Your sinuses are assaulted immediately as she kicks your head backwards.
I'm really out of practice. Fuck.
Probably tired, Kaiden. She kind of wipes some of the blood off of her nose.
He's probably gonna like spit some blood and realize there's a tooth missing. Fuck.
Roll me a whiz save.
No. Okay, that's cocked. Oh. Was gonna be good. That's a 7.
You feel a spark suddenly light up in you, and we're going to roll on your combat magic table. You immediately cast Magic Missile as a 2nd level spell.
No!
So, 4 bolts. Is it 3 or 4 at 2nd level? I think it's
4. Is it 1 each level, or is it 2 from each level above?
I think it's 1 from each level above 2nd, so I think it's 3. So you fire out.
You create 3 glowing dots at 1st level. Anything above 1st level is an extra dot. Okay, so 4. Okay. So it'd be 44. Can you roll me 44, please?
Oh boy. Why? I rolled 3 4s and a 2. So 14 points of damage. Oh boy.
Sudden kind of light crackles off of you. These 4 bolts immediately slam into Iris.
Oh fuck.
And she staggers backwards.
Oh no, that wasn't. I didn't mean that. Oh god. Can I run over and cast Cure Wounds?
If you want to.
Yeah.
As you move towards her, she steps back away from you.
Oh.
Just a minute.
Sorry.
Just. That's fighting dirty.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I didn't even mean to use magic.
She kind of pulls herself down onto the floor and sits down. Okay. It's fine. could have been worse. And she kind of swallows. I'm fine, Kaiden. It's just... I'm fine. And she wipes her nose, and just takes a moment to kind of realign herself. You really don't have any control over that, do you?
No.
Okay, that's something you need to work on. Okay, I'm fine. And she kind of pushes herself back up. There is this kind of residual crackle of pink on your fur. She is just kind of looking at you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean it.
No, it's okay. Things have changed. She tries kind of a smile at you. She does look a bit shaken. I think we should call it there for the night.
Yeah.
Your nose looks like shit. Come here. And she kind of places her hand against your face. You watch her hand kind of hesitate before she rests it against you. And there's the warmth of a cure wounds as your nose is kind of realigned. She has to look up at you, as you are quite a bit taller than her. But okay, so long as you're alright.
Yeah.
This will.
Can he reach for the mud and honey and try and cast Cure Wounds?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
So you're just smearing it on her face.
And just like, okay.
Okay, then what
and then
Ah.
I'm casting. This is how I cast Cure Wounds, okay?
Okay. Yep. Oh, where's the mud in this?
That's part of it.
It's like partially gone up her nose.
I heard it was good for the skin.
Please stop smearing thing. As you're like smearing mud and honey over her face. But she is brought back up to a decent state. The blood flow stops from her nose. She looks better off than she did. And the pink light around you begins to dim into nothingness. Okay, well, that was exciting. We should get some rest. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It happens.
Not like that.
I can imagine it's helpful when you're fighting something that isn't me.
Yeah, well, unless it's something that hurts me. But yeah.
Be kind to yourself, Kaiden. She is going to place a hand against one of the new scars. And people haven't been kind to you.
No, it haven't.
You're safe here. Look, your bedroom is set up. I made it nice for you. You better make use of it.
Oh, I will. Thank you. I've really missed you a lot, and I was worried what you thought at first when we got here.
She gives you a hug. I missed you too.
I give a big burly hug and lift her off the ground.
The Grove isn't the same without you.
Oh, plan on coming back.
You better. You're not going to leave for another 5 years.
No, I need to help my friends, and I plan on coming when I can, and coming back at some point. I have some things I need to sort out, and I don't want to endanger anyone with this magic.
She doesn't say anything in response to that. And she kind of steps out of the hug. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
I'll see you in the morning, and we'll see what we can do to prep you to get you out and finding those ingredients, okay?
Yeah, we'll see you in the morning.
She heads off. You watch her kind of step into the house on the other side.
Kaiden, as you're kind of like scanning the space, you see Sinza has, where she was sitting before, she's now standing with her arms crossed, just kind of looking at you. There's this creased expression on her face.
Something wrong?
No, just, you good? Haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, no, I hadn't seen that either. Yeah.
You gonna tell me what's going on in your head, or are you just gonna and ah your way around it?
I was hoping to hum and ah my way around it.
No, it doesn't work with me.
I'm just worried about my magic hurting anyone else. Like, I want to get better at druidic magic, but it seems to make the other stuff worse.
Like I said, these things take time and practice and understanding. And hopefully we can find that in our travels. Maybe someone in 𝘏𝘪𝘨 will have some information.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't
Don't
feel...
look so sad. You look sad.
I don't want to...
You're like, your tusks tilt when you're like pulling that face. It's really unattractive. Yeah, they like tilt down. It's really unattractive, kid. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Is that checking if they're tilting? I just don't want to hurt anyone else here. That's all.
Yeah, I know that. It's gonna be okay. You got my back. I got your back. Keep each other in check, okay?
Yeah, we'll keep each other in check.
No more of this. Why is
what?
it that you grabbed me when I was... No.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
Why?
Well, I hurt you. First of all.
Oh, well, I didn't know what was going on, and I wanted to help my friend. So...
I get it, but that's not me.
So you want me to not grapple you next time?
Yeah, maybe just assess the situation first. If I'm like that. Don't grab the thing with lots of teeth and claws.
What if the thing with lots of teeth and claws is going to hurt someone else?
Then
like
put it in the
someone
dirt.
Like really, really skinny and blue.
Then, you know what? Let her have it. At this point, let her have it.
I'll let her fucking have it. You too, ball man.
Kaiden, if that happens again, just don't let me hurt anyone.
Okay. Well, that's what I was trying to do first time. Do you want me to not grapple and instead just,
Yes. Yeah, just
Alright.
try and knock me unconscious or something. I'm hoping that situation doesn't happen again. But yeah.
How are you feeling?
Conflicted, confused, somewhat happy, which is nice. It's nice to...
Is that because of my sister?
No,
I don't know what's going on there, because that's a bit weird.
There's nothing going on there.
Well, apparently there was, and now I'm confused of, like, what's happening.
Iris and I at some point had something going on, and I left with a group of people, and sometimes things just don't work out, and I'm not expecting the same familiarity from Iris.
Kaiden, roll me a history check.
Please roll good, poor man.
Oh wait, I have my inspiration.
Please roll good, and you do.
I'm gonna use my inspiration because that was a fucking stupid.
Well, it's a re-roll of a d20. So if you need to re-roll, then
Yeah. What do I have? What is my history? Because that's roll.
What is it? Is it good? Is it good? Is it good?
16. Because I rolled an 18 minus 2.
minus 2. Okay. So as she mentions that she left with a group, you are met with kind of flashes of these memories from when you were a teenager of a group of people who spent time around Iris with what you vaguely remember to be Sinza. There were 7 of them total. A half-elf, an Eldrin, a human, a half-orc, 2 Elanians, one of which was Sinza, and a goblin. And you remember them being like your classic adventuring party. Everyone was all kind of wearing like armor and had like little sigils of their gods, and they were all sort of merry and kind of doing their own thing. There was the tall brooding one. There was the everyone, I love everyone kind of healer type. There was the goblin that kept getting everyone into trouble. You vaguely remember these people. You never met them personally, but you do remember them.
Yeah. I kind of remember, I think, the group that was here. I remember a goblin that, like, kept stealing stuff from Arby.
And you didn't think at any point in our extensive travels together to be like, hey, Sinza, like,
being here is only
maybe
kind
I
of
met before.
Come back to me a bit more. I haven't been here in a long time, and I wasn't sure if that was your group. Like, I don't remember you as much. It might have been you. I mainly remember the goblin because they were stealing from RV stuff, and that made me happy.
Iris said that I used to travel with the goblin, yeah.
Yeah. But I used to bother a lot of people that came in that looked like adventurers. So...
It's interesting to think that we met in another life, hey?
Yeah.
I think with the 16, Kaiden, you specifically remember the goblin spoke in third person. So he always called himself Retzo, and you're like, yeah, that's his fucking Retzo the goblin.
Retzo. Retzo. I kept telling him what RV stashed stuff, and then it was gone, which was really funny.
What? So, I just want to apologize for my kind of behavior around RV. I misinterpreted the situation, and
is it because of the map? This is arsehole on it.
Yeah. Well, I asked you earlier in the day as well. I was like, "Oh, is this asshole?"
No. So that's.
I was confused.
He is an arsehole.
I'm sorry.
I don't call him arsehole. Like
to his face.
No. I don't technically. Like, I'd still, if he needed help, I'd help him. I don't like him. You know, arsehole is someone else I had beef with. That's like further in the green.
You had beef with?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a reason that you don't like Arvi? Is it just
Well,
the
he used to
brooding?
like pick on me a lot because I was bad at magic when I was really little. So he thought it was funny because he was good at magic.
No, he's an asshole, Kaiden.
Okay.
Asshole 2 Electric Boogaloo. As the night begins to kind of peel on, there are a lot of fireflies in this area, as they're kind of all beginning to scatter from the trees and light up sections of the grove. It remains warm overnight. Are the two of you heading to bed?
Where am I sleeping? On the floor, somewhere. I'll curl up somewhere, it's fine.
Kaiden has a whole, like, house to himself that has been kept.
I have a whole house.
Hell
Come to
yeah,
the house.
I'm going with Kaiden.
And stay in Kaiden's house.
Oh wait, it's been kept like his sister's kept it tidy, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean is there any like he probably has like childhood stuff that's out and about that's
Yeah.
just put around?
What
oh
is
no.
that? What is that? Is it like old paintings of Kaiden when
There's
he was
probably
like a
old
wee
paintings of
boy?
Kaiden. Yeah, there's like little very poorly made clay figures of things he's tried to make. There's like a little jar of moss.
You have a
that's, like,
stuffed
very old.
owlbear on the bed.
Yeah, it's Pookie. He has Pookie, which is his stuffed owlbear as a child. It's probably missing an eye. Yeah.
Owlbear's been through the fucking ringer.
Yeah, this thing has been to the ringer. Yeah.
Since it just takes it all in and then finds herself somewhere to kind of curl up in a little like goat circle and just goes to sleep.
All of you can take a long rest if you'd like.
Yes.
Soon as no one's
Thank
like,
you.
soon as like Kaiden's like, soon as asleep, it's like in covers like
Goes Pookie.
cuddles up to Pookie.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god. Sinza finds him in the morning like that and just, like keeps like a mental image in her mind.
He's just like drooling on Pookie. He wakes up, Pookie is missing.
Pookie is missing.
Pookie's fallen down the side of the bed. You're also a little too big for the bed now.
His little hooves stick out the end.
Yeah. His hoopies stick out.
So, as the morning rolls around, Lyre, you wake up to the sound of birdsong and some of the golden kind of light of the dawn beginning to break through the canopy above you. And you see Zanny's face pretty much a few inches away from yours. Good morning! Did you sleep well?
Good morning. Very well. Very well.
I drew a picture for you. In your book.
Where's my book?
You realize that, like, there are a few belongings that are not on you.
What is not on me?
So your grimoire is missing.
Uh-huh.
The amethyst dust that you'd found in the sewers is also missing. And one of your daggers.
Zani,
Yes, hello.
so I know you have my book.
Yes.
You can keep the dagger.
I made it sharper for you.
Oh, I don't really use it if you would like to keep it.
Because it was kind of blunt and shit. So I made it
Yeah,
better.
Well, thank you. And the dust?
It was really shiny, so I was like sat under the moon and watching it be sparkly. I
Was
like
it pretty?
shiny things.
Can I have it back?
Okay. And she just passes the little bag back to you of gem dust.
Thank you.
And presents you with a +1 dagger, as she has sharpened one of your daggers.
Damn. Okay, cool.
God damn.
I can sell it for money. Like,
I can break the economy.
So what did you draw in my book?
I drew a picture of you while you were sleeping.
Did I have my mouth open? Was I snoring?
No, you looked very peaceful.
Was I drooling? I drool.
She passes your grimoire back to you. And it's in like one of the back pages, so it's not anywhere near any of your writing. And it is a 1-to-1 drawing. It looks almost lifelike of you wrapped up in the leaves, asleep.
Zani, this is beautiful.
Thank you. I really like drawing. I cannot read or write, but I'm really good at making pictures.
I definitely want to see more of your work. It's gorgeous.
That is so nice of you. Wow.
You might be able to help me in future with something.
That is so exciting. Okay.
I need a design, a concept of something drawn. So I might come to you when I
I'm
figure
very
it out.
good at drawing.
Awesome. That's great. How do I get down?
You're going to have to climb back onto me again.
Okay, I can do that. Or I've prepared a spell where we could both just sort of jump and float on down.
Okay, that sounds really fun. Actually, let's do that.
Okay. Give me 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm quickly going to prepare for the fall.
She is watching you very intensely while you're preparing this, because this sort of thing is completely alien to her.
Question. Featherfall isn't a ritual spell, is it?
No.
No. Damn.
It's a reaction.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so once I have the spell prepared, I'll get her to help me back up onto a branch. And I'll just say, hold on, and hold out my hand. On 3, we jump. And
Okay.
see this feather? And I'll pull out this really beautiful raven feather. Once it goes up, we float as quickly as it does.
I'm pretty heavy, though.
We will see.
Okay.
And on 3, I'll jump, and I'll let us fall for a little bit, and then I'll throw the feather and cast Featherfall, so we gently float down.
All of her, including her tail, which is long, is floating effortlessly, and she is giggling the entire time. She's like, oh my gosh, wow. I am a bird now. See, can I fly? Oh no, I'm not going up. Oh no. She's still falling.
I'm still working on that, but if I learn that, I will make sure you fly one day.
I would be like a dragon.
You would?
Because I have like a long tail. I don't look funny with my silly feet, because I don't have feet. And the two of you drift gently down back into the grove. That was so cool. Oh my gosh. I have never had people use magic with me before.
First time for everything.
It was so fun. It was all tingly. It made my scales stand on end.
You get used to it.
I don't think I will ever get used to it.
Nothing wrong with that either.
She's just grinning ear to ear. You've made her morning, clearly. Kaiden and Sinza, the two of you wake up around this time. And you see Zanny is excitedly talking to Lyre across the other side of the grove.
Sinza, I think, seeing Zani and Lyre, she just kind of waves. Just a nice little, like, morning.
Oh my gosh, hello, little big lady.
Hi, Zani.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just flew.
You can fly?
I can fly now, but only like once.
Oh,
So you missed it.
okay.
It was rather elegant.
I am very elegant. I don't know what that
Wait,
means.
Can you teach me how to fly?
I'm working on it.
Oh, okay.
Just gotta stick your arms out, Kaiden, and flap really hard. Just
Well-
keep it that for like an hour.
I mean, if you turn into a squirrel again, I can throw you.
Wait, but would I be able to fly, or are you just going to throw me?
One way to find out.
It is called flying, but it is very temporary. Because you'll
I
hit
think that's-
something eventually.
But Sinza could throw you. You get more air.
Mhm.
Oh, that's true. And then if
You
I
wanna try
flap my arms,
Yeah.
maybe I
Yeah,
can
flying squirrels are in this
fly.
world.
Yeah, can't you be like one of those squirrels that like glides? Like a gliding, like a flying squirrel? Like
If
they
I
have
could,
like the
if I could
pouches.
turn into one, that would be great. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I
And
will.
you can actually fly.
I eat squirrels.
I'm hungry, come to think of it. They have,
We have a squirrel for breakfast.
We all just got thrown through a loop.
but there is, one thing. Zani has kindly offered to accompany us through the forest if we would like a guide of sorts.
I'd like to come with you.
Yes. Yes, Zanny's very good at scouting.
Only if you'd be willing to, Zani.
Ha, yes.
Right. Okay then.
Because I feel like you're going to get lost and then you will die.
Hey,
We have
I'm pretty
Kaiden,
good at
though.
guiding. Like,
You're
I know
not
these
this
forests.
shitty, Kaiden.
I'm not very good at drawing. Okay, I
I'm
know where the
really good
stuff
at drawing.
is.
She really is.
She is, but like I know where stuff is. I don't know how to draw it well.
Lyre
Well,
will
maybe
pull out
I
his
could
book
draw
and
you
show
a better
Sinza.
map.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Is that drool coming out of your mouth?
Okay, let's not. I was high up. The altitude messes with me.
I live in the trees, so I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you're just too much of a land dweller.
I'll sleep in more trees.
I'll make sure of it.
Is that where you slept last night? In a tree?
Yeah,
layer?
see that little hammock dangling from 2 branches over the 90-foot drop? That's where I slept.
It is really cool.
When we're traveling, Zani, will it be safer for us to sleep like that?
Yes. Because lots of big things will try and eat you if you sleep on the floor.
I'm not a fan of getting eaten. It's happened 2 times to me in the past week, and I'm... Nope.
There are like these bushes that like try and eat
taking it the
people.
wrong way.
Yep.
The bushes are
Yep.
like everywhere. So,
Yep.
yeah. You don't want to sleep on the floor or else you get eaten by a bush and die.
Hey, Kaiden,
Yeah.
do you know if Bela... Am I pronouncing that correctly, Bela?
Yeah, it's Baylor.
Do you know if she specializes in light armor at all? I notice I sort of get hit really easily.
This kind of pushes him.
Probably to make some armor. It depends on what materials you have. She'll normally work with whatever you can give her, and she'll make something out of it.
I might have to find something while we're out then.
I mean, if you find something like really good, you can make some, maybe have a cool ability or something. But I mean, I just kind of brought her like a bunch of moss, some stone, and a log, and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I will try and think of something.
You see, at that moment, Baylor steps out of the forge with Ymir. Seems that Ymir slept in there last night. And Ymir is cradling a cup of coffee and looks horribly tired. And Baylor's just kind of stretching her arms.
Bela?
Good morning, darling.
Hi, I don't believe we've had the pleasure. I'm Lyre. It's nice to meet you.
Start kind of making her way over. And Zanny's just like, good morning. Good morning, darling. She shakes your hand. Hey there. I'm Bela. I'm the Forge Master of this of the Grove.
Yes, Kaiden mentioned you're rather skilled. I'm curious. Can you forge light armor of sorts? And he sort of like gestures to himself and like the very, very worn, beaten, and falling apart leathers and the clothes he wears over them. I need a bit more.
What sort of thing you're looking for? It might have
Just
something in stock.
Just something that can take a hit and might stop a blade from hitting me as easily. I'm not very strong, so I can't really
Zanny's
lift
old
anything, yeah.
kit. Obviously not for her tail. You've got legs. But
You?
I can piece something together for you. I've got some studded leathers. A bit of magic infused into them to make them a little bit stronger. If you're in the market.
Absolutely. Is there? I can trade. I have some gold. Or if there's something I can get you while we're out.
I can do a set of +1 studded for 500 materials and whatnot, if that's alright.
That I can do. If I find anything out there that might aid, can I bring it back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You find any
Maybe-
scales? Scales will do you real good. Or maybe if you're going to go and deal with a bunch of ghouls, if you bring back some bits and pieces from those ghouls, I may be able to make you resistant armor.
Interesting. I'll keep an eye out.
I wouldn't recommend trying to skin away a bear, because once they turn back, it'll just be human skin. So I don't recommend that. I don't work with skin.
No, yep, that's valid. I get that.
Bark's good, metal's good.
Is there any rare
scales are good.
materials? Any rare irons or metals in this forest?
There's that big fuck off rock that's kind of northeast from here.
Right.
You might be able to get something from there, but that's if you've got the way to mine it. You're gonna need some way of chipping enough off it to make it worthwhile.
To the northeast, what is the rock? Is it a specific kind of rock? Or
You'll
does
see it. It's fucking massive. It's like a meteor.
Wasn't it on Kaiden's map?
Yeah, that's Big Rock. Pull out the map. It literally just says Big Rock spelt poorly on it.
Big
What do you
walk.
mean big rock is spelt poorly?
You spell that wrong.
It's spelt poorly. Where is the map up here?
How is it spelled? With like 2 G's?
I will
I
wait.
think it's spelled
I'll
with 2 G's.
yeah, Caden's map. Here we go.
Can you show
Show
that?
players. There you go.
Okay, map.
Kaiden's map is the best map.
Where? Is that on our way anywhere? Do we know? Kaiden? Zani? Like,
You gotta ask Kaiden, and then he's about to answer. You go to Zan. He's like, whatever, fine.
Psst, Zani, hey.
There. Cool Big Rock.
Sorry, the number you have dialed is currently unavailable.
Zani, purge your ADHD for a second.
Sorry, I am currently trying to figure out how to get this to show. There you go. Can you see
It's
that?
showing, it's showing.
Yes,
yeah, it
that's
was
got it.
showing just a second ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's not big rock.
Oh, it
It's
is with
cool
2
big
Gs.
good rock.
Big Rock.
Big
Cool
good.
Big Rock.
Big good.
Cool
Okay.
big rock.
I like that carving spot with 3 A's.
Hello. Yes, you were
Yeah.
talking to me. Hi.
Hi. The cool big rock on cool big rock on Kaiden's map. Is that
Yeah.
on our way anywhere at all?
It is
looking
not
for these.
too far from the Voiceless Grove,
Okay.
so we can do a little bit of a detour.
Do we have anything that mines a rock?
I don't.
Bella, do you have a pickaxe?
I have one.
I'll pay for it if it breaks.
She looks at you. It's like, I don't know if you're going to be able to wield it.
I have these two behemoths.
Yeah, I could use the pickaxe because if I use migraine again, I think Bella's going to kill me.
I swear to God, if you use that fucking axe to try and mine something, I'm going to have your head.
Well, if I have a pickaxe, then I'll have something to mine rocks with.
All right, give me a moment. And she just walks back into the forge briefly. Comes back out a moment later with a strange-looking pickaxe. It has sort of a more of a geometric design to it. It's dwarven.
Ooh.
I'm going to try and get some for myself. Do you want me to bring you back just some extras so you have?
If you have any, if anything becomes available, the more that you bring back, the merrier. I can take the price off if you bring me back materials.
Noted. Do you guys need anything? Any upgrades? I just am small compared to you, so trying to up the independence.
I've fixed up Migraine a wee bit, so I've given her as much of a clean up as I can in this time.
Thank you, Bela.
And she passes Migraine to you. It has been sharpened, and some of the chips have been sanded out and cleaned up. Migraine's never looked so good, or at least not since you got your hands on it for the first time.
Yeah.
Is that what it's supposed to look like?
Yeah, it's supposed to look like that.
The rock's actually shining.
Yeah, I mean, it's got
what
ore in it.
What did you do to the blade?
It's got ore in it. It's just
my pain.
There was a really cool big rock, okay, and I wanted some of the rock from it.
Did you get it?
So you?
Yeah, I got some, but like.
Are you lying?
No, it's just this part of my collection.
Okay.
You can't have it, Lyre. Bela.
Hey, darling.
Would you just have a look at my axe for me? Perhaps you know the make of it, where it was forged.
I can try, sure.
Sinza kind of pulls her axe from her back and spins it, and then passes it to her.
Again, this effortlessly carries it. This tiny woman just seems to have no issue wielding your axe. Kind of holds it up and looks it over. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Make. She's kind of running her fingers across the patterning on the blade. I mean, ooh. Vampiric, maybe?
That's cool.
In terms of culture, this is kind of a similar design to the sort of weaponry that they make.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah,
Looks like it could also maybe be from a part of the Underdark, but I'm not too super familiar to that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, thank you. I do appreciate you having a look over it for me.
It's a beautiful blade. She passed it back to you.
She fares me well.
Ye bloody city dwellers. And she just kind of rolls her shoulders. So, what are your plans? Which direction are you going first? Are you doing like a round robin, or are you just like going to one each and making your way back?
Probably just go around, get the materials we need, get the red cassia, thunder mallows, and kiss of water, and anything else we can get.
You're going to be going north, west, and east.
Mm.
Well,
So maybe like a circle? I don't know.
we could start east and then head north and follow up west.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah, we could do that.
we might be able to cross paths with the 𝘏𝘪𝘮𝘭𝘏𝘮 rock on the way north.
Yeah, we could do that.
If you're starting east, then you're probably going to go to the grove first.
Is that okay?
They're kind of
with
weird
everyone?
there.
Yeah, the voiceless grove.
The voiceless grove?
Yeah.
They're a little odd. Yeah.
Sinza, you got this or me?
Why?
Yeah, okay.
Why?
Why what?
Oh,
Why are they weird, Kaiden? What's the vibe?
It's just a little strange. I mean, I haven't encountered many, but like,
They suck
they,
all the
like-
color out of the greenery, so everything is
yeah,
white.
they do that, and they kind of just stare at you weird. And like, I got scared once because I
They
was
don't
kind of
really
young, and they
talk,
were just
yeah.
staring at me. And then they followed me a bit and didn't say anything, and it's kind of creepy. So I don't know. They
Are
weird me
they-
out a little.
Are they human, Elenian? Like,
But they're a mix of multiple races. It's just
okay,
they freak me out.
right.
It's
Toby.
only a really small community, so it's okay. They're not all going to
Yeah.
overwhelm. Well, they might, but it's very unlikely.
Toby.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the forest 𝘞𝘭𝘮 is located in, sorry, but do I recall ever seeing them on the outskirts of 𝘞𝘭𝘮 or ever anything along those lines?
You've never heard of the Voiceless Grove? It seems that this may be a one-off.
Okay.
Other than that, this is fresh news to you.
That's fucking weird.
They are. They're pretty creepy.
Yeah.
So we go the voiceless, then the
Cool rock.
cool rock. Can't forget that. Then is it the 𝘏𝘪𝘮, and then
So to the north, I think, is where the werebears are, and then to the west will be
It's
a
the
ghoul
ghouls.
hive.
okay.
I don't like the ghouls very much. They're kind of not pleasant. They also taste really bad.
What?
You
You
try to
ate
eat
it?
one?
Why did you eat a ghoul?
I bit it.
Oh, right.
It tastes really bad, so I did not eat it. I also
Good.
couldn't move for
Mm.
like 2 days.
Right.
Because from biting it?
It is like they do like the paralysis thing.
Oh.
When they touch you, they make you like not move anymore.
So you kind of just had to lay there staring at it? Ooh, that's...
Well, it was already dead, but it was not pleasant. And it
So you
smelled
just
really
laying down
bad
staring at it dead, so you're both laying down?
for like 2 days. Yeah,
Ooh, that's not nice.
it was
Imagine having to
gross.
live with that. That's awful. Imagine.
It smelled really bad, but that's because they're like undead.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a goal. We have a
Mhm.
route. Any goodbyes, love yous, supplies that we need to do?
Goodbye, love you. There you go.
Kaiden's got to grab Pookie
You're
as well
coming with
before
us,
we go.
Zani.
Okay.
He already
Kaiden's
has
gonna do what? Sorry.
He's going to get Pookie.
Yeah,
Pookie?
yeah, I'm gonna get Pookie.
Who's Pookie?
Yeah,
Who's Pookie, Kid?
it's an owlbear.
You have a pet owlbear? We are gonna be unstoppable in this forest. If
Do you
you have
wanna
a
show
pet
Lyre?
owlbear, we are
He's
stand.
just gonna take out this
No
really
ghoul
tiny little stuffed
Is
owlbear
ever
with a
gonna
missing eye.
stop us from?
Pookie.
Oh my gosh, I remember Pookie.
Yeah. Well, I think that might help with. I've got an idea. It's fine.
This is
It will make
this is
it will
Pookie.
scare away all of your bad dreams.
Yeah. With a good luck.
This
Sure.
is Pookie.
I'm sure. Look, I'm sure Pookie's gonna be very helpful.
I mean, I can make him big. If you can bring him to life.
I could bring Pookie to life.
Anything's possible, Kaiden.
You can bring Pookie to life? Oh my gosh.
Oh, lie, you need to teach me how.
I'm working on it.
No, stop encouraging the siphon maniac.
Stay out of this, lad.
Pick a word. Pick a word.
One way or another, I'm getting Brittany or I'm getting Pookie.
Every time Lyre gets a look in his eyes, there's just sirens.
I saw you earlier in the session get really excited and looked at your notes, and I was like, no, stop it.
I got ideas. What can I say?
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of us bringing things, do we need to bring things to give to these people for these items that we want?
I have no idea.
Zani, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. Thank you for coming with us.
Oh my gosh.
Kaiden, do we need to bring anything?
It might help, but I really don't know what they'd want.
Do they like rocks?
I like rocks. I don't know if they like rocks, unless it's like a colorless rock.
Is there
Maybe.
is there like a gift from your tree we can give them as a peace treaty of sorts?
I don't know if they'll take that as a peace treaty or take offense. I'm not sure.
Would your mother or sister know?
I could ask.
That could
We
work.
haven't seen Iris or Sorsha around this morning, but Arvi is sat by the tree.
Can I actually go?
My mind doesn't want to ask.
If you're gonna go see your mama,
I'm gonna go
do you
look
mind
up,
if I go speak to Arvi?
Yeah, that's fine.
Kaiden and Sinza are just given the stink eye as we walk to go find Iris.
I'll go see Arvi.
Okay, you go and take a seat next to Arvi. Arvi turns around to you and is like, his mandibles kind of wiggle. You've started to realize that that's a smile, as much of a smile as you can get out of Arvi.
Gotcha.
Good morning.
Good morning. Did you like the conversation between?
Oh, it was very
Kaiden
amusing.
and I? Any notes?
Listening to a grown man struggle to comprehend cantrip level magic is utterly hilarious to me. So no, I was just documenting it for amusing myself later on.
What, if it's not too personal, of course, what happened between you two? What caused this rivalry?
Oh, I'm just talented and he's not.
Right.
And it's very funny.
Now I must ask, I've noticed you've been pondering me since I got here.
Yes, you're interesting to me.
Care to elaborate?
Well, you did offer to make yourself useful when we started to put together this tincture for your friend.
Right.
Your interest interests me.
Curiosity is something we share.
As is the way of all good scholars of magic.
I'm still rather new.
You don't seem it.
You learn rather quickly when it took you years to obtain it, so...
So you worked for it.
I
Kaiden
earned
didn't.
it. I would challenge that. If he was born with it, that is one thing. Not all are gifted with the weave from birth, some are. But I would challenge your view on him not being talented to him being curious.
Stunted.
A slow learner.
Definitely slow.
But I've only known him a couple months, I think it's been. Time's been strange.
Oh, you poor thing.
But I will admit, while I did think he was rather helpless with magic in the beginning, his magic has saved me a couple of times.
But that's his magic, not him.
Who wielded that magic, though?
Not him, clearly, after what he did yesterday.
There is room to grow. Now, I don't know the rivalry between you two, and by the sounds of it, it's not going away anytime soon. But
Don't get me wrong, I don't hate Kaiden.
you enjoyed torturing him, though?
I do.
Well, if I can intrude in one aspect of it, a day may come where he wants to properly learn, and you might be the only one that can help. So the one thing I ask, you can torture him all you like, but be patient.
Persuasion check.
What's my +3?
You're a charismatic bastard.
Dirty 20.
You see Arvi kind of look away very briefly. It's kind of hard to tell when Arvi's not looking at you because he's got very dark eyes. But you always feel like you are being watched, probably out of like the eyes on the sides of his head, rather than whether or not he's actually facing you. If he's willing to learn from me, well, that'll be the day. I wouldn't be unwilling to teach him.
I think he might surprise you.
I think he's already done enough of that.
Was that recognition there?
There's a kind of a moment of hesitation from Arvi. Well, when he decides to go and, murder one of our own, then it is quite surprising. Then proceed to fuck off into the woods and not face the consequences of anything that he's done.
I think the torture he's put himself through over the past years was consequence enough.
Perhaps.
I am looking forward to learning from you, though. I don't know much about your magic.
Teaching someone actually willing to learn.
I must ask, your school of magic, what do you specialize in?
Mostly evocation.
I don't know much about that. He'll pull out his book, place it in front of him. More of a scribe.
Arvi becomes very interested in your book as he kind of leans forward. He looks at you. Roll me an insight check.
This took a turn. Insight. 16.
Arvi's seeing something you aren't as he looks at your book. Interesting.
What?
You make that yourself?
I did. It took me years and many failed attempts.
That's beautiful. I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
There's something in those pages.
I mean, I'm a scribe. I have an awoken spell book.
There's someone in those pages.
What?
Does it ever talk to you?
I mean, it's said a couple of things, but it's the awoken charm within it.
Oh, but it wouldn't have its own thoughts. No, those would come from the magic you imbued into it. No, this thinks.
What?
There's something in those pages. I don't know what. I'd be careful about what you're writing in it. You're feeding it knowledge.
That wasn't rich. No.
Just an observation, my friend. Not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think you woke it up. I think you imbued something into it. Accidentally. Or perhaps something took notice. You caught something's eye. And that makes you very interesting to me.
Interesting. Lyre will pick up his book and just look at it.
It's the usual hum of magic you feel from it.
So there's someone in these pages.
From what I can feel. I may be mistaken. I'm not the perfect mage. But that is my observation.
Well, I guess when I have time, and he'll put the book away, I'll have to make introductions.
Might be good to know what you're playing with fire with. Even better, how to manipulate that fire.
You and I are going to get along very well, Avi.
He smiles, or mostly smiles at you.
I look forward to learning from you.
I look forward
Thank
to
you for your
teaching you.
insight.
Nods his head at you.
Now, I gotta go meet up with your favorite person. And I'm gonna start heading over
Good joy.
towards Kaiden and Sinza.
Keep those brain cells in check. He eats them like cereal.
Be nice. And he just keeps walking.
With that, we are going to end our session.
Hell yeah.
God.
So, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you
Ciao.
next week.
Love you.
Bye.
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 Bye.